Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another What to Expect video. In this one, we've got the heir to the LaRusso throne, Samantha. Now, as far as things go with Samantha, just for context, Season 1 and 2, I really couldn't have given two craps about Samantha's character. I just felt like she was there just to be drama, there just to be in the middle of a love triangle, and there for no other reason than to be a piece that was involved in causing drama. However, I can already feel it now. Ooh, I can already feel it. I can already feel that energy on the other end. Hang on. Season 3, without a doubt, had one of my favourite arcs in the entire series. Dealing with not just the PTSD element from the school fight. Even though she kicked Tory's ass, she was still scarred from the fact that someone wanted to go out of their way to tear her face off. Okay? Her own mother's words. But also making Karate Kid 3 look so much better, and much better than it, was before, by giving that PTSD element where, she spent some time with Daniel. And I've seen a lot of people critique that episode, but I personally really enjoy it because we get to spend time with Sam and Daniel that we don't always get. Father and daughter, LaRusso and heir to LaRusso. We get to spend that kind of time where Daniel's like, this is where I almost lost the fear. Because again, we've just got to instill nuance. The reason Daniel struggled against Mike Barnes is not because Mike Barnes is better than CHOZEN. No. It was happening because Daniel was nerfed, okay? You can give me whatever nerd reason you want, but I'm telling you the real reason. He was nerfed. He was absolutely nerfed. And the way I would have had it pegged is while he's fighting Mike Barnes, he could have been reminded of what CHOZEN was doing to him. And that's why he was struggling. That's why he was scared. Because it's like it's all happening again. You go from fighting someone in a fight for your life to a street bully. It should kind of be the other way around. But what the PTSD element does is it also makes not just the way Sam dealt with it, making it look better. Daniel's 2 cents of this is where I almost lost the fear. I almost lost the fear. Not only does it make Karate Kid 3 look better, it strengthens the bond between Daniel and Sam. Something that I feel like this show kind of has leaned into now and then, but it's not really gone so far as to expand upon it. In Season 3, yes, it really drives this home, and I feel like now with Daniel and Johnny on the same page and training each other's students, I have long said that Daniel has an affinity for broken characters or broken people. He wants to build them back up. And Robby going to the dark side, or the way, the dark side of the fist, as my good friend Strike calls it. I'll see you down in the comment section, buddy. As he would put it, he now has a gap within his space for a student to fill that void. That is where Hawk comes in. Hawk fills that void perfectly for Daniel, where Daniel can look at him and go, you know what, I can help you, Eli. Not Hawk, I can help you, Eli. And with that being said, Hawk being Johnny's student and learning from Daniel, it's only right that Daniel's student will be learning from Johnny. And I think Sam and Johnny, I did a video on this a while ago, are going to get along like two peas in a pod. I think they're going to get along so well, where Sam starts to really see, man, this Cobra Kai way or this Eagle Fang way, it's pretty badass, And to be honest, if you look at the fights that Sam's been in throughout the show, particularly the arcade fight, at the back of golf and stuff, the way she was fighting like a cobra. Like that whole segment was Miyagi-Do strikes first. That's what that was. Robby was striking first, Sam was striking first, Dimitri sort of striking first, but Miyagi-Do as a whole was striking first, and it led Robby down success and away from Miyagi-Do, and it didn't bode so well for Sam and her crew. So it also showed you that just because you strike first, it doesn't always mean you're going to win, because Robby struck first and he got the win. Sam and Dimitri and the other Miyagi-Dos struck first and they lost. Dimitri got his arm broken, Sam started quivering in the corner, rightly so. Chris was getting his ass beat in the corner. They were all get down and out. But come towards the end of the season, when Tory does the unspeakable act of knocking the Miyagi picture on the floor, I forgot to say this in my latest What to Expect from Tory video. That right there, that was not cool. That was not cool. At that point, I was like, Sam, kick her ass. And Sam focuses for a minute. She remembers her training. Picks up that... she goes to town. You know, she goes to town and she's like, I am... You know, she even screams at her, I am not afraid of you at the end of it. And I know some people say, oh, but she is afraid. Why would she need to say it? Because it's important. It's important that she says it directly to Tory's face, because Tory is banking on the fact that Sam is afraid. She's using it. Sam has conquered her fear this season, and she will go from strength to strength. She's no longer just a chess piece that gets moved from one relationship to the next to be a love drama piece, because no matter what your feelings on Sam, as I've established on this channel with the guys that come on here as guests, Sam is the GOAT. But for the first 2 seasons, I felt like, you know, as much as you could sympathize with her being a misguided teen, the way she treated her best friend Aisha, you know, the stuff that she was doing elsewhere, causing drama, you know, being the, you know, oh, it's all about me brigade. Season 3 really pushed that out the door, and it gave her an arc that she sorely needed, which is why I'm kind of hoping Season 4 does that for Tory, and reference my latest video. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out. Little plug. But Sam's development in Season 3 is one of my favourite aspects of it, because you really get to see Sam as a character. You really get to see, right, who is this character? Why is she here? What's her story? Okay, she's LaRusso. Cool. What is her story other than being a love interest? Season 3 showed us what her story is. And as much as I think she'll make the finals and go up against Robby, I don't see her winning this. Because to me, it has to be Miguel or Robby. Those two are the only two, as of right now, in my mind, that have earned it. Hawk can definitely earn it, because he's been one of the fighters since day one. Not that Sam hasn't. As I've established, if Sam had kept training from day one when she was training with Daniel, she would be the GOAT. No one would touch her. It's just facts. It's not my opinion. It's a fact. Sam isn't my favourite character. Hawk, Miguel, Robby, those are my dudes. You know, that it goes to those guys. But instilling the nuance and the facts, she would be number 1. But because she took the break, Miguel was able to rise. And people like Miguel, Robby and Hawk, as I've said, the power levels in this show will always fluctuate. They could even surpass her. But, as of this moment, the only 2 that I could realistically see giving her trouble, adjusting for plot, is Robby, Hawk. That's it. Tory, she's beaten her already. Miguel, he needs to get back to full strength before he can beat anyone. Like, he's just beaten Kyla. There'll be probably a little time skip in between. But as of right now, Sam is a key fighter in that merging dojo. She's a key fighter. But do I think that she could best the best when they're full strength? Most of them, for sure. But it would have to be earned. It's not just going to be one of them things where, right, Sam has to win now, that's it, boom. It's got to be earned. It has to be earned within the story. As of this moment, I don't want Sam winning it, because I don't believe in it. I don't feel it's organic. Do I see her making the finals? Absolutely. I absolutely do. Because of the context of the final, Soul of the Valley, Lawrence versus LaRusso, history repeats, this time in a new fashion. One former student, one current student, going head to head with all this context of Kreese, of Silver, Johnny's son, you know, Sam staking claim. There's a lot of that. There is a lot of that right across the board. And hey, I could be wrong, you could be wrong, we could all be wrong. It might not even be Sam and Robby in the final. It could be Miguel and Hawk in the final. It could be Miguel and Tory in the final. I doubt Tory will be in the final. But it could be Hawk and Robby in the final. You know, it could be Hawk and Robby in the final. You never know. You never know with this show. I remember before Season 3 was airing, everyone tried calling stuff, me included, and I'd say all of us got at least 80% of everything wrong. Absolutely. You know, there was all this theory going around with the trailer from Season 3. The shot of Hawk having blood on his knuckles was because he beat up Johnny or something. Like, that was going around. The underground fight club, that never existed. It was just the back of golf and stuff. So, always remember, we could all still be dead wrong. But Sam's development, up until this point, is solid. And if you really if you're going to make Sam win this All Valley, you have to earn it. Season 4 needs to earn it by making her front and center, and why she needs to win it. As of right now, she doesn't need to win it as much as other characters do. Hawk needs to win it because he needs to stick a middle finger to Kreese for saying, hey, you chose him over me. I'm going to show you what's up. Miguel needs to win it because he's trying to prove himself again. He's the new Karate Kid and he's the former champion. It's in his character. Robby needs to win it because, well, I mean, I've said why Robby needs to win it and why he deserves to win it a million times. So just go and reference my other videos. But if Sam is to stake a claim for winner, it's got to be earned. It's got to be earned. And you do that throughout Season 4 by earning it. By her bonding with Johnny. By her coming into... We got glimpses in Season 3 of her becoming a leader. A leader. That's exactly a natural progression for her character. And I'm excited to see where that goes. As of her winning it, I'm not on that. As of her making the final, I can believe that. She's definitely going to at least... Put it this way. She's minimum, right? Minimum getting semi-final. At least. Minimum. Do I think Tory will eliminate her? Personally, no. Because she's already beaten Tory many times. But as I've said, if this is Cobra Kai's season... I wouldn't be surprised if Tory does eliminate her. Because in all the times that they fought, Sam's beat her every time. So... It's a bit of a toss-up, you know. But I am excited to see where she goes from here. I am excited to see her progression. And she can only go even further than that, and strength to strength. And it was great to know in Season 3 that she'd met Mr. Miyagi. You know, she was probably taught by him a little bit, you know. And all the lessons that Daniel has been taught will filter down through to her, you know, and then to Anthony probably by the end of the show. So there's a lot of progression for her character, a lot of evolution. And my favourite season of her is Season 3, by a country mile. Season 1 and 2, again, just a love drama piece that was moved around left, right and centre. And that's where a lot of the disdain for her character comes from, I think, from people. Because she's just your typical in the middle of every love drama triangle situation that's going on. But in Season 3, we got to see who she really is. And that's important. And we're going to see even more of that. And now that Robby is no longer a Miyagi-Do, Sam is front and center, because if you look at it objectively, for Season 1 and 2, as much as Sam is the LaRusso, Robby was the star pupil for Daniel. Robby was the one that got Daniel back into it. Robby was the one that made Daniel live vicariously through him with the Miyagi-Do training. Now that Sam is front and center, and Dimitri is coming up in the ranks also, got a video on him coming soon. Keep an eye out for that. The Neville Longbottom of this show, I like to call him. We're going to really see Sam step up to the plate. And this is what I mean about her going to the... If she is to win it, it's got to be earned. It can't just be done for the sake of Sam being strong. It has to be earned. Do I believe in it? You know? It's one of them kind of things. Would her winning serve the story as much as someone like Hawk? No. Miguel? No. Robby? No. As of this moment, when Season 4 comes, that could change. Within 3 episodes, I could change my mind and say, you know what, Sam really needs to win this. But as of right now, it would just be wanting her to win it. She doesn't need to win it as much as the others do. You know, there's not as much for her to prove in that regard yet. She already overcame her fears. She whooped Tory's ass. Now she's leading the line. She's leading the Miyagi-Do line. She's leading the charge. And I want to see more of that. I want to see her bonding with Johnny. I want to see him teaching her the strike first technique. Like, she's going to be ruthless with that. Absolutely ruthless. And I could even picture scenes of where Sam starts striking first. And Daniel's like, that's not what I taught you. And Johnny's like, no, I taught it to her. You know, I could see that causing some conflict between Johnny and Daniel. Like, hey, what are you doing? And then they're like, yeah, bickering in the dojo. But again, her progression in Season 3 was astounding. Absolutely loved it. And again, she can only go up from here. And I feel like seeing her do this will inspire Anthony to start getting involved in on the fight a little bit more. I guarantee you, by Season 5 or 6, Anthony is going to be in a Miyagi-Do gi training with the rest of them. 100%. Characters like him, Kenny, Devon, they are the passing of the torch from the current crop to the next crop. You know, there's no way Netflix is going to let this show go. I'm sure they're going to milk it. I'm sure they're going to find a way. And, you know, I could be tempted to watch a sequel with this show, but for me personally, I'm here for these characters. I'm here for, you know, the 6 seasons, and then after that, we'll see how we do. I'll probably watch any sequels they do of this anyway, because, you know, I'm a huge fan. But, you know, I'm here for the main story. We'll see where it goes. And the reason, as I said, this All Valley has to be different. It has to be. Because no doubt, once Miguel gets back to full strength, he's going to win every major fight. So this All Valley is the chance. It is the prime chance to let someone step up to the plate. And I just think a Sam and Robby final has got, it's written all over it. It's right there. And there's a cue in season 2 when Robby and Sam are training in the backyard. And then, you know, Robby's like, you know, I did make it to the All Valley finals. And she's like, that's just because you didn't have to get past me. So maybe it might not even be them in the final. Maybe they might fight in the semi-final. And then it might come down to Miguel and Robby in the final. You never know. I feel like Robby and Sam are 100% fighting each other. As to where, I think the final is the best place. But it could be the semis, it could be the quarters, who knows? It could be Robby and Hawk in the final. As far as I guarantee, Robby is in that final. Who his opponent is, it's anyone's guess. But as of right now, I'd say Sam is the most likely just because of Soul of the Valley, Lawrence versus LaRusso, history repeats. It's got it written all over it. Guys and girls, jump in the comment section down below. Let me know what you thought of this video. Let me know if you agree with any of the points I've raised. And again, you know, I'm not doing this video to bash Sam. I'm not doing this video to praise, overly praise. Oh my god, I love Sam. Like, I'm giving you the context to both sides as to why people have the problems that they do and why people fanboy over Sam as much as they do. Like, I'm giving you both points of view here. And I feel like Season 4 can really lay the groundwork for a real progression for her. Season 3 staked a claim for her as one of the key fighters in the show. In that golf and stuff fight, she was whooping ass. And she can only go up. She can only go up. I mean, hell, I wouldn't mind her going up against Kyla, to be honest. I mean, I guarantee you she'll be knocking Kyla's ass out in seconds. But I think Kyla should be safe for Dimitri. I think Dimitri will knock out Kyla. That would be... Oh, I would love that. But guys and girls, jump in the comment section down below. And, you know, I like to end these with a tagline. I suppose for Sam, one thing I could say before I end the video is... Want to go to the beach club? So cheesy the way I said it. Sam is the GOAT!